Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Saturday Saints Show. Allow me to entertain and make your brain grow. In plain sight, they like to set the stage, so on your market set, let's let the games go.
Reporting the Washington Post that the Justice Department is investigating the was badly beaten, tasered,
Smile, smile, smile.
suffered a concussion and a heart attack.
Always a smile. Smile, smile, smile.
CNN law enforcement analyst and former D.C. police officer Michael Fanone, who
Put my clothes on, talked to the girls a little bit.
subsequently experienced post-traumatic stress.
Well, I didn't panic yet.
As Trump supporters violently assaulted police, including
both the roughest and most joyful month of your life.
CNN law enforcement analyst and former D.C. police officer Michael Fanone, who was badly beaten, tasered, suffered a concussion and a heart attack.
I don't have time really to grieve.
Yeah.
Trying to do his job on that day,
And said, I gotta go. I'm gonna go up there. So I went up there, total chaos.
subsequently experienced post-traumatic stress. I'm wondering what went through your mind.
Take us through it, because we imagined what you were going through, but we don't know.
I'm wondering what went through your mind.
Can you tell us what it was like those hours?
Long. The hours were long. You know, I got woke up at 1:20 in the morning.
I mean, just listening to his speech.
You know, they like blockages after blockage, and you
While there's certainly elements of it that I agree with,
couldn't go anywhere near it.
I think he's the least credible person, perhaps
So the hours started ticking away and ticking away, and
the least credible in our history to deliver any remarks purporting himself to be
being at the Unification Center, there's no other day that I don't cry.
or, pro law and order.
The good thing is I did just have my daughter, so she is a big joy to me.
He literally incited an insurrection.
I said, I got to put his name out there. I got to go and try to figure out any way I can where is my son, you know?
And that there's significant evidence now that we've seen to show that he participated in it.
If he's out at a friend's house, if he's with a girl, if he's with somebody's in a know.
Maybe even orchestrated a seditious conspiracy.
If the Lord took him away, we know that he's in a better place. But if he's not,
I'm here. You can call me anytime. And the last thing I told him was, Cody, I love you, son.
I think that's probably one of the most un-American things that I could imagine.
So therefore, I just went to the news.
Right, yeah, I mean, first of all,
Do you buy that?
we have a law in this country, posse comitatus, which prevents
Any father would have. Where are you, kid? And
Yeah.
from entering into the
type of guy that don't cry. But I want my son. I want to know. I mean, I'm not.
and engaging in
sure, if he was sleeping on somebody's couch and the mom was up or the dad was up watching.
activity.
Because you've
Well, I didn't panic yet.
I'm an American. I don't want to live in a country.
had a baby daughter
You know, I get it. Crime is
since your son, Cody, was killed.
real bad in some of these areas.
This has been, I know,
By some girls that were there, and they couldn't find Cody. So put my clothes on,
Without first receiving approval and authorization from the
girls a little bit.
Please let us know. Let me know.
The outpour has been awesome. The media have been absolutely amazing. It's been great.
okay.
I haven't had any hatred people come up to me because I don't think I deserve it. I don't think that I did anything wrong for people to come to me with any kind of hatred, you know?
Yeah.
If they want to talk to me, come talk to me. I would love to sit down and have a conversation with you, you know?
And what would I do in that situation as a parent?
The Reunification Center.
Because so many people have wondered, why would he do that? Why would he go talk to the media?
Oh, hey, there's Cody Kaufman's dad, you know? Hey, boy, you better call your parents. And that's the only reason I did it for. I did it just like any other dad would have did for their kids.
Yeah.
Like I've been telling you, I just got there first.
Yeah.
I was the first one on, and It was very hard.
I know it was, and I know it still is.
Yeah.
Now with Officer Michael Fanone, who defended the Capitol on January 6th. So, Mike, CNN obtained another piece of your body camera footage that shows
What it was like those hours.
Long. It's huge, Frank. Very hard. The hours were long. It was very hard.
And I also know that
It's huge, Frank. Coda was my best friend. He was my fishing partner. He was my golf partner. He was my best friend.
As I was swarmed by a violent mob, they ripped off my badge.
He was super long. It was very hard. Loving, super funny. Never had
Ammunition that was secured to my body.
always a smile. Smile, smile, smile.
Our nation's capital on January 6, 2021. My name, for those of you who don't know, is Michael Fanone. And while I've been a sworn officer with the Metropolitan Police Department in Washington, D.C. for almost 2 decades, they grabbed and stripped me of my radio. They began to beat me with their fists and with what felt like hard metal objects. At one point, I came face to face with an attacker who repeatedly lunged for me and attempted to remove my firearm. I heard chanting from some in the crowd, "Get his gun," and kill him with his own gun.
It's awesome to be able to sit in the bleachers and finally watch what you've created, all the practice that we've had, all the yelling and all the...
And members of this committee, for inviting me to provide my eyewitness testimony of the violent assault on
fights that we would put on together. It was all worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were talking before we started rolling about his umpiring skills and how he went from playing to umpiring, and of course it's a different skill set.
Yeah.
But he loved that too.
Absolutely.
To make sure that you get through this in a healthy way.
Absolutely. The Victim Center have been outrageous. Kelly Malkovich, she is my advocate, and I love that lady. She has been there for any question, for anything that I've had. That place is absolutely where we go. Like I said, I would love to sit down with the shooter's mother and just let her know we go.
all while being called a traitor to my country.
Miss Long, this is not your fault. This is not your fault.
It is amazing to me that you have the grace to say that. I don't know that I would.
And a lot of people wouldn't.
Although I regularly deal with risky situations on the job, nowhere in my wildest imagination did I ever expect to be in that situation.
I feel that my son is in a great place. He is with our God. He is with our God. And I believe that evil people do evil things for a reason, but people with faith like myself are there to cut that, you know what I mean? To try to take that away from that person. So I don't think that it should be, it's not her fault. So
Your faith, we got a sense that your faith is important to you, even on that morning.
Absolutely.
You mentioned it. You mentioned God. And I want to ask you about the role that faith has played in your getting through this.
It's huge, Frank.
It has been 202 days since 850 MPD officers responded to the Capitol and helped stop a violent insurrection from taking over this Capitol complex. My law enforcement career actually began here in this building as a United States Capitol Police officer shortly after 9/11. Decided, I was grabbed, beaten, tased. I was at risk of being stripped of and killed with my own firearm as I heard chants of "kill him with his own gun." I could still hear those words in my head today. We made our way through a door on the south side of the Capitol, walking then to the crypt and finally down to the lower West Terrace tunnel. It was there that I observed a police commander struggling to breathe as he dealt with the effects of CS gas that lingered in the air.
It was all worth it. Yeah.
You all know that I was been here fighting for him all morning long. And we did just get the news that he was one of the 11 that were hit and killed last night. His name was Cody Kaufman. My firstborn son. Only him and I know how much I love, how much I miss. Oh God, this is so hard. Oh son, I love you so much. Oh Heavenly Father, just please be with him.
What would you like to know about Cody?
Cody was the big brother that my kids need. I have a daughter, and not, now she'll never, no. Oh, Cody, I love you so, I love you so. And I just want to thank everybody that let me get out this morning just to put his face on the news. That this is going to be an absolute heart-wrenching time for me and my family.